everyone, and welcome to our cooking portion. Super excited that you're here. I'm Aimee Talbot. I'm your Pampered Chef consultant. I love to cook, I love to bake, and clearly I like to eat. So we're going to make this really simple, very fast recipe. Family fave at my house. Not quite a recipe, I have to say. It's just kind of, I threw things together. And we're going to use my favorite quick cooker, or as we in the PC world call it McSteamy. Anything that can cook this fast and this easy is my favorite tool. And as I always say, power tools do not live in your garage, they live in your kitchen. So today's recipe, we're making scalloped potatoes, cheesy scalloped potatoes. Now, if you are lactose intolerant, I'm not going to say log off and don't watch it. There are alternatives for you to be able to do this recipe. This would be one that you would use a milk alternative. I use a little bit of heavy cream. You can omit the heavy cream, or you can use any of your milk alternatives. Same with your cheese alternatives. Instead of the cheddar cheese we're going to use, you can use any of your favorite alternatives for your cheese, okay? Now, we're starting with one of my favorite tools, and this is the Rapid Prep Mandolin. What I love about my Rapid Prep Mandolin is I have all of my fingers and my fingertips, because this is one of those products. Years ago we used to have a mandolin. It did have a safety on it, but it was not as easy to use, not as friendly for your appendages. This one is incredibly easy to use and safe, and especially if you've got littles in the kitchen, this is even one of those products that your little ones could use once you help them get it set up. In fact, you would get it set up. So it's got some little feet here on the bottom, and those suction cup to the actual cupboard. What I love about it is it has dials on the back there. The dials go, the big dial here is the thickness that you would have for your potatoes or your vegetables. So whether it's a sweet potato, regular potato, radishes, broccoli, carrots, tomatoes, cucumbers, onions. Okay, the list can go on and on. Hey, Aim, it cuts up fruits and vegetables. We get it. Absolutely. We love to make salad bar at our house, so I cut up a bunch of different vegetables, have it in the bowl, and everybody creates their own. This little sucker can help me get all of it cut, easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And here, the dial, this small dial, allows you to do julienne and French fry cut, as well as a simple slice. So today we are going to use the number 2 slice. Actually, let's do the number 3 slice, because I like a little thicker potato for my scalloped potatoes. And we're going to use just the simplest slice there for the potatoes, okay? So I'm gonna open it up. Now I am going to, I should show you, this is the protector when it's closed. You can see there, you could see the blade, but we can't touch the blade. Our hands are not going to be hurt. So again, when you store it, you would store the protector. Again, that's why I'm saying keep the little ones out of it until you get it set up. And I'm gonna turn it this way so that you can see how easy it is to use. So this is the catch-all bowl, that it would be in. And that just snaps there. And then we have the this green button here you pull up, and you just snap that in there, okay? Easy to use, really simple. Now, I don't peel my potatoes, okay? So I've just obviously washed them. You can peel yours if you want. I don't find you need to. I don't find it's necessary. Again, you do you. If you would like a peeled potato for your scalloped potatoes, do it. No right or wrong here. No judgment here at all. I just throw my potato in. I don't even cut the ends off. I just simply put it in. Now, in order to get the blade, before I put the potato in, I'll show you there. I'm going to press down on this button. You can see that's moving a little bit. I press down and I turn, and now the blade is there. So again, I'm not hurting myself. And again, this is where I'm saying that if you do have the littles in your life, grandkids, kids, anyone, this is a fun way to get them into the kitchen and safe for them to get into the kitchen with your supervision to simply put the potato in and then slice away. When we get to a point near where the potato needs to be pushed down is when we use the sleeve, and you can see there how fast and easy it is to slice the potatoes. Really simple. Now, I often get asked, is it harder to slice a sweet potato? Well, the answer is yes, because a sweet potato is a harder potato. So obviously it's going to be harder to slice a sweet potato, but it's not hard at all. Obviously things like tomatoes, cucumbers, you know, anything soft, apples. Oh my God, the apples in this sucker, so easy. You just use your apple core and you just slide that out. It's so awesome. Okay, so I'm just gonna throw my potatoes right into my quick cooker right now. I'm just gonna cut one more potato because I think 4 potatoes. These are big Costco potatoes. And that's it, guys. So simple, so easy. I'm gonna show you there what I've got going on here. So I tend to pick out the ends. I just don't like the ends. You can cut them off if you need to, but I don't think you have to because it's just right here, so easy. So then I throw my potatoes into the pot. I should probably pick up the potatoes that I threw over here. Okay. Now, I have 2 cups of a veggie broth, okay? Now, if you don't have a veggie broth at home, chicken broth, anything will do. When I make my own broth, I try to use a warm water just so that the machine itself, when it comes to pressure, it's already kind of got a bonus to come to pressure. Now, this is where the magic happens because this only takes 2 minutes. Sorry, I have to jump in front of here. It only takes 2 minutes, so I'm gonna custom time. Our Pampered Chef quick cooker is amazing. It is very safe, easy to use. We have on here as functions, we have a sear function, steam, slow cooker, proof, white and brown rice, each have their own buttons, whole grains, chicken, poultry, beef and pork, fish, seafood, soup stock, beans. Yeah, you can make your own beans, soak your own beans and get them done in here. Stew and chili and dessert. Yeah, I have a beautiful cheesecake recipe. I absolutely love it. So I'm gonna let McSteamy, better known as McSteamy, our quick cooker, do its magic right now, and we're gonna get the cheese ready so that when this bad boy is done, I'm going to show you how easy it is to do it. Now, keep in mind, we haven't done anything except we sliced 4 potatoes. Now, again, depending on the size of your family, there's just 2 at my house. There's actually 4. I do have 2 children. I have 2 university girls. One is away in Montreal and the other one is in London at Western. So my kids are not home. But I also, that's what I'm saying, I only cook for 2 for now. This is one of those recipes that I can make adjustments to. Those of you who follow me and have followed me for a while know that most of my recipes that I do make, I make exceptions to the rules or change things accordingly. My oldest daughter is vegan, and so I do talk about the alternatives if need be. If you are vegetarian, if you're lactose intolerant, I try to make note on ways that you can make your recipe suit your dietary needs as well. I am all for that and very supportive of that. So drop me a line if you do, if you've ever had a recipe and you're trying to make an adjustment for anything, please don't hesitate to reach out. I absolutely love to help everybody. Okay, so I will note that my slice, my magic mandolin, is also dishwasher safe. Every last piece of that sucker is dishwasher safe, which is awesome. And I love the fact that it stores together. I don't know if I should have noted that for you all. So it comes off, everything comes off so simply. Everything goes this way. I would shove it into the dishwasher, and then when it's done, it stores in itself. Oh, there we go. It stores in itself, so easy to store. Throw that into the cupboard, and I don't have to worry about it. And again, when I want to slice broccoli, cauliflower, tomatoes, pears, apples, strawberries, anything you can imagine, like I said, any fruits and vegetables, this sucker can do it. And if you have an air fryer or you've wanted an air fryer, what a great way that you can make your homemade fries or sweet potato fries, simply cutting them all on your own, putting a little bit of oil, and then you toss them in your basket in your air fryer. I'm pointing this direction because my air fryer lives on my counter over on this section. My blender lives on my counter over here. That's my drink counter, so it lives over there. All my appliances, like I said, your power tools live in your kitchen, folks, not in your garage. Okay, so we're gonna use our simple recipe, getting some stuff done. So while the potatoes are going, while they're cooking, we're gonna shred some cheese. So I want to let you know we have two different ways that we can shred cheese. We actually have 3 different graters, and they are great. Huh? I'm here all day, folks, yes. So we have the fine grater. I love that all of our graters come with a protective case. They're all dishwasher safe, and they all can stay long. They fold down so you can shred this way, or they can even be stored depending on which way and how you want to store yours. I store mine lengthwise just because I put them in my cupboard along the side. Again, no right or wrong. I just love how easy they are to store. Everything is dishwasher safe. And I want you to know that all of our products are guaranteed for at least 1 year. Some products are guaranteed for 3 years, 5 years. Some are guaranteed for life. All of our knives, for example, all of our pots and pans, our stainless steel, our, oh my gosh, cast iron would be the word. All of our cast iron is also lifetime guarantee. And as a consultant, I'm here to help solve your problems if there's anything wrong, because I want you to love your products as much as I do. Okay, so there are 2 different ways that you can shred your cheese. So this is our newest grater, and it is a very, very coarse grater there. You can see the thickness of that. And then on the other side, it also has a fine grater. It's a nice wide grate, which is fabulous if you want to get things done quickly, or for example, say you're making shepherd's pie, you're making a lasagna, you've got a lot of cheese that you're going to use, or even your potato. This is something that you could even grate a whole potato on. You can grate sweet potatoes, all of that. The other side, you can use that for ginger, chocolate, cheese, you know, anything, lemons, limes, all of that. So this is a really great, handy little sucker. I love how easy it folds. It as well folds into my cupboard really, really simply. Again, everything has a protective cover. And I will let you know that everything has, all of our graters have the safety that you would put over top. You put your cheese in there, and then you just grate away. What's also great about this is it has its own little measuring bowl that you would put there, and you can grate your cheese or whatever you're grating, fruit, whatever, chocolate. It also has measuring features right along the side. So say you needed a 1/4 of a cup or a 1/2 a cup of chocolate, shaved chocolate for dessert, you'd be able to shred your chocolate right in there, bing, bang, boom, done and done. I also love the fact that it has the non-slip grip, so that when you are shredding the cheese, for example, and you're using force, like a hard cheese, you're not gonna have to worry about this moving at all. It's pretty safe. So all of our graters come with the safety that would go right over top, keeping your hands, your knuckles, and your cutesy nails safe from anything else. This is also one of those tools that if you want the littles to be into the kitchen, great way to get them into the kitchen. Again, make sure you've got some parents that are watching their kids, doing it with parent supervision, and again, keeping the safety on to keep you and the kids safe, okay? So I would love to also talk about, this has little feet on the bottom. So again, when we are shredding, it's not moving. One of the other amazing things, Pampered Chef never comes out with a product that hasn't been tested. They think of everything 3 times over, which I absolutely love. They're always trying to they're striving always to make things bigger and better. What I love about the feet, like I said, it's got the grippies, but this little kind of edge here is great. Get it? Great. When you've got it over top of a bowl, and then you can just grate right over top of the bowl, and it's not gonna move because it as well has that kind of little lip over our bowl. So this is our small glass bowl. They come in a nesting of 3. This is the smallest of the 3 of them. I'm just gonna use some old cheddar cheese right now. I try to do about 2 cups of shredded cheese. And just gonna cut some here. And we'll get that going. Shredding our cheese while we're waiting for our potatoes to come to pressure. So I should be using the safety. And, whoo, of course this is, I say that, okay. And I'm just gonna shred this quickly because the cheese is not cold. Pat it out for a little bit. Okay. So like I said, I try to do about 2 cups of cheese. This is a 4-cup bowl. What's great about these bowls as well is we have silicone lids that can go over top of them, and they're fabulous for things like reheating. The silicone bowls, the silicone lids that go across these glass bowls can go into your fridge, freezer, oven because of the silicone, and super simple to clean. And I'll show you quickly. Now, I'm not really worried about, I'm gonna put the safety on now and show you guys, because I'm really not worried about big chunkies, because we're gonna melt all this delicious cheese. Okay, so I'm just, wrong safety. There we go. This goes right across. Throw the cheese in there. Put the top on. And now we're getting all that last little bit. All of this is dishwasher safe as well. And got the cheese shredded. Okay. So dishwasher safe. Top shelf is where I normally put it. And I will, you know what, let's shred a little bit more. Just thinking we're gonna put some on top. Potatoes aren't quite done yet anyhow. Okay, so let's just shred a little bit more cheese with our grater. So I like to sprinkle it on top. So all in all, this recipe takes from start to finish about 10 minutes. So in about 10 minutes, maybe 15 if you count washing your potatoes. But again, once you've got the tools in your kitchen that help get these recipes recipes onto the table quickly, it makes your life so incredibly simple. And this is one of those amazing recipes that, again, you can make adjustments accordingly. Okay, so we've got a little bit more cheese because once the potatoes are done, we're just going to scoop them out and we're going to put them into our pie plate. Okay, what? Exactly. I am one of those Pampered Chef consultants that loves to help you use your products for other things. So obviously the pie plate is a beautiful thick pie. So if you like quiche, if you like homemade chicken pot pie, or your leftover turkey and make yourself a beautiful turkey pot pie, obviously this is a gorgeous, gorgeous pan. It is stone with the glazed on the outside, so it's beautiful to go from stovetop to table. You don't have to worry about the ugliness. I love the earthy colors of it, so it matches all your dishes. But I am one of those people that loves to use my products for more things than it says. So it's not just for pie, folks. This is one of my favorite things to make my cinnamon buns in. Stay tuned for that recipe because I absolutely love to do cinnamon buns. So with our pie plate, after our potatoes are done, we're just going to scoop them out and put them in the pie plate. Okay, so I was mentioning before the glass bowls. So the cheese has been shredded in the small glass bowl. This is the large glass bowl, and you can see there are silicone lids. The silicone lids are fabulous. They go right over top. This is bread dough that I've had rising all day. That's another video you can follow along, how to make bread. But I love the silicone lids because they're just ready to go. So while we're waiting for our potatoes to finish, I will let you know that quick cookers, like your Instant Pot, for those of you who have an Instant Pot, the warmer the pot, the faster that it takes to come to pressure. Okay, so it does only take 2 minutes to cook your potatoes, but like your Instant Pot, the coming to pressure takes some time depending on what you put in. So if you put in cold meat or any cold product whatsoever, it's going to take a little bit of time to come to pressure. I try to keep everything as warm as possible, so obviously potatoes are room temperature. And I did try to have my soup mix to be warm, so my veggie broth to be warm versus cold. And once it comes to pressure, it's bing, bing, boom, and that is it. So I will pause you for 1 minute, and then we're going to come back once it's gone to pressure, because it should be not long now, folks. Okay, and we're back. You can see here that I'm just letting the pressure out. Again, the pressure, depending on your machine, my machine, it might take a little longer because of the liquid. As those of you who do have an Instant Pot or our beloved quick cooker, if you do not have our quick cooker, and this is one of those things you've always wondered about, wished about, dreamed about, or would like to buy one for someone else, please hit me up on how to get one at a cheaper price. I love to help people host a party and get this sucker at a discount. Absolutely one of my favorite gems. Again, power tools, they live in your kitchen. All right, they already smell amazing, and we haven't even added the delicious cheese to them yet. So I have an oven going right now at 350. If you just want to brown the top of your cheese, obviously you would put it higher to 425, or even just to broil. We're not going to eat our potatoes right away because it's still early, even though it looks like midnight out there. It is still early in the afternoon here in Ontario. We've had a cloudy day today, and therefore, as the time has changed, it's quite dark out. So I'm just simply opening the lid. You can see the steam there. Don't forget to always open your lid away from you so you do not hurt yourself. I will note that one of my favorite features about our quick cooker is we have a glass lid that can go on it. So again, when I was talking to you about stews and soups, you know, you do all of that in here in your pot, and then you are able just to simply turn it down to the slow cooker mode there, which our knob just does all of that for you. And then you put the lid on it, okay? So I just want to show you simply what it looks like, okay? So there's our potatoes. So I'm just going to take a slotted spoon. Okay, I'm just going to take one of our slotted spoons here, and I'm just going to scoop the potatoes out. And I'm going to keep the majority of the liquid. That's why I like the slotted spoon. The majority of the liquid to stay in the bottom of the pot, okay? So I shake the potatoes. Now, if any of your potatoes are crumbly, I try to keep the crumbly potatoes in the pot, because when I mash up the liquid with the cheese and such, I find it just gives it that creamy flavor. I try not to use a lot of heavy cream because I like to lower the fat content, even though it's a delicious cheesy potato. Wherever I can cut the fat out just a tiny bit. I don't like to take away the flavor, but so I try not to use too much heavy cream. So if I can use some of this potato bits, it just gives it that extra creaminess, okay? So one of our potatoes got stuck to the bottom, and I'm okay with that, okay? So we've got our slotted spoon there that we used. See our potatoes simply sitting there. I'm gonna put our pot back in. Okay, it's got a little bit of liquid. Let me just show you there. Just got a little bit of liquid, not too much. I'm gonna hit cancel, and now I'm gonna turn it back to the sear and start it to the sear. So I'm going to take our whisk. Now we've got a couple whisks that you could use. So we have our stainless steel whisk, we have our whip whisk that you would use for gravies and sauces and such. We have a silicone one as well. And then we have, thankfully back, is our mini whisk. And actually these two whisks come in a set as well, or they're sold separately. But I want to get that potato, that little bit of potato that is on the bottom of the pot. I want to get that, so I'm going to use the stainless steel whisk so that I can get all that goodness from the bottom. Now there's not a lot of liquid left. I'm going to add a tiny bit of water, just a tiny bit of water. Again, I don't want to use, I probably just added half of a cup of water. I don't want to use a lot of heavy cream. But I do want to get the little bits of seasonings that are left from the bottom of the pot. I do want to get that. Okay, so I'm just going to move over so you can see me rather than my shoulder. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to add a little bit of salt. Okay, I'm going to add a little bit of pepper, and this is our Pampered Chef salt and pepper grinder. I keep these on the table, really simply easy to use. I'm going to add a little bit of our garlic to it. Okay, so I'm just going to give a couple shakes there with the garlic, and I'm going to add a teaspoon of our 3 onions. Now, if anybody does have an allergy, our 3 onion does not have anything in it besides onion, so I'm just going to add a teaspoon there. That's a half of a teaspoon. So I gave 2 of those, so 1 teaspoon of the 3 onion, and I'm just going to stir that in there, and then I'm just going to add about a half of a cup of heavy cream. Okay, so there is our couple of our, I don't have all of them clean, of our measuring cups. Absolutely love them. I said I was going to add a half of a cup, maybe I'll just add a third of a cup, and then I'll add a tiny bit more. So there's a third of a cup. That's all we need for this batch. Third of a cup of heavy cream. Again, I'm trying to keep the fat content down, and I'm just going to stir that there. Okay, and now all I'm simply going to do is just take the cheese that we just shredded. Now, I said about 2 cups of shredded cheese. I'm going to leave the remaining cheese that we're going to sprinkle onto the top. So now I'm just going to stir in the cheese into our liquid mixture here. And I just want it to melt. That's it. It just gets the thickness there. I'm going to quickly show you. I do not add a roux. I do not make a roux at all. I do not make the flour at all in this. I don't find you need it. I find this recipe very, very, very simple to do. Really clean and easy to do. And you can see there's the liquid. I want to show you, but I don't want to spill it. Let me do this. There we go. Okay. So now I'm just going to pour that liquid. Let me unplug this. Okay. I'm now just going to pour our liquid cheese that we've just warmed over top of our potatoes. All over the potatoes. Just going to take the last of the scraper. Just going to scrape all that goodness because I don't want to miss even a drop of that cheese. Okay. And stir that. Sorry about that. Stir that in there. And now I'm just going to take our shredded cheese. I'm going to sprinkle that right on top. And I'm going to throw that into 350-degree oven just to melt the top. That's it, because the potatoes are cooked. The cheese in itself will get soaked in with the potatoes, and you're going to find that in under 12 minutes, you have shredded cheese, cut your potatoes, cooked your potatoes in the quick cooker, and now you're just going to warm the top so that your cheese is bubbly. So again, if you were going to eat these immediately, dinner's on, everything else is cooked, and all you were doing was waiting to brown the cheese, I suggest throwing this in a 425 oven or even under broil just to get the outside of it crunchy. I'm throwing mine into a 350-degree oven because we're not ready to eat yet, and this is done. Guys, this is what's for dinner. How about this beautiful side dish of cheesy scalloped potatoes? You could double this recipe for a holiday. You can add breadcrumbs to it. You can add broccoli to it. It's yours. So enjoy cheesy scalloped potatoes.